Welcome to Top Chrono, the watch week begins. It's Monday morning and I'm here in the studio with Lara Poppy from Live Teams Communication. Welcome and good morning.
Thank you so much for having me. Good morning, everyone.
And you have been working with a lot of interesting brands lately, the whole Geneva Watch Days and also Moser, Kross Studio, Czapek, and it's a lot cooking on this independent scene in the old town of Geneva. Everybody knows the usual suspects when we're talking boutiques and so on along Rue du Rhône.
I mean, for me, the Geneva is really like the heart of watchmaking, and the whole city makes horology really easy to access and to interact with. I like to take people through a horology promenade from FP to FP, I like to call it. So if you're, let's say you're at the restaurant at FP, you've had a lovely afternoon lunch, and you walk onto Place Longuemal. On your right, you'll have Hublot and Jacob & Co. On your left, you have the FP boutique and Rouge.
And Vacheron.
And Vacheron. And then behind you, you have Bucherer and, of course, the restaurant. If you walk up, you'll have the only in-name Rolex boutique in the world, which is quite a sight. And it's a lot smaller and niche than we'd like to imagine. So it feels really special.
And then when you walk up into Old Town?
You walk up to Rue Verdun. Here you can say hi to Hervé at the Mad Gallery, and then the Davidoff brothers in their boutique a little higher up the street. Then you go to Bourg-de-Four. This is where Urwerk looks down on all of the place. You can step on Étienne Dumont, where Birn is opening a pop-up on April 1st, which we might be helping them with. And this is also the spot where I believe you have the best view on the cathedral in all of the Old Town. Then you can go on the main street, and that street's called Rue de l'Hôtel de Ville. This is where Raymond Weil and Urban Jurgensen are currently preparing their boutiques that are opening later this year.
Wow.
And then when you walk further, you see Christie's old office right next to the cathedral. Then the street turns into Grand Rue. And this is where Ratshep's got a few ateliers. If you cross that place, you'll go straight back to FP with the manufacturer.
Sounds like the horological equivalent of Route de Vin in Alsace.
Absolutely. I like to think so.
And also being very involved in events. What are you seeing there on the supplier front?
So suppliers are kind of fighting to hang on. So these events now are here to, the level of quality and excellence is still the same, but the purpose of the event and the shape that it takes has shifted drastically. So now we're really here to support. And for the collector, this shows in the orders that you make and the brands that you support, especially with the independents, because these times have a tendency to trim the fat. It's a terrible way to say it, but it's true. It's got a kind of Darwinistic process to it where it's survival of the toughest. And so this is where collectors have the most impact, in supporting and financing the brands that still produce heritage, high-quality watches.
And these events are then like cocktails organized by the suppliers to gather the important people?
So it's more organized by brands, and they like to host cocktails or host events or even dinners. Sometimes it can take the shape in organizing very special, curated, small committee dinners where it allows the brand's C-suites to connect with the suppliers directly and the people who manage these essential smaller companies in Jura, in La Chaux-de-Fonds, etc., that build
the
these
whole
pieces.
Ecosystem
Absolutely.
Of the Swiss watchmaking that is so important.
They're completely irreplaceable and they're highly specialized.
And speaking of events, we still have a few spots left to the WorldTempus Salon on March 24, tomorrow. So if you want to come to listen to an unfiltered live discussion together with watch entrepreneur Guillaume Tetu, who has been at, for instance, Ralph Lauren. He was a co-founder of Haute Lance. He's on the board there with the Moser Group. Really, really interesting character who's also really into heavy metal. So I think we'll have a good conversation. And if you want to come, drop a line to events@gmtpublishing.com. Are you coming?
Absolutely. I'll be there.
Wonderful. And last but not least, what are you wearing?
I'm wearing a Rolex Day Date 40. It's an Everose President bracelet, and it has a sunburn dial because I'm praying to get the sun back. I have to admit that I steal it from my mom quite often. But it's a beautiful piece.
Indeed, indeed.
But I can't see anything on your wrist.
Well, it's because I am wearing my Omega pocket watch from 1940. It's a very basic one. Black dial, Arabic numerals, small seconds, and I really, really love it. I picked it up from a museum for next to nothing when it was in bad shape, and I gave it to my friends at Omega for renovation, which was really well done. And with that, I want to wish everybody a great watch week ahead. Thank you for watching.
Thank you so much for having me. Have a great week.